Welcome back to Thriving in Love podcast, the podcast that challenges the status quo so couples can thrive as their most authentic selves. I'm your host, Sana Akhand, a spiritual mentor and an embodiment coach, and I help ambitious women break free from traditional cultural and societal norms to create their own unique paths to fulfillment, happiness, and align with their highest self. Today's episode, I am really excited to talk about what does it truly mean to be in alignment with your higher self? What does it mean to embody your feminine energy? What does it mean to be someone who is a feminine leader in this day and age? I'm so excited for this episode because I attract women, and if you're watching this, you probably are this person who knows that the way that the world works is just off. It's not right. There's something that isn't working in order for us to thrive as human beings who are excited to live our life. That was my wake-up call when I first left corporate America, and I realized that I don't want to work a 9 to 5. My body wants to have space to be creative, to be expressive. I want to have the freedom to kind of like choose what I want to do in my life, and I don't want to do just like one thing for the rest of my life. So I knew that like the corporate world was just not going to be it for me, but it wasn't like right away. It took me a really long time to figure out like what is for me. Now when I work with my clients, the women that I coach, I'm able to pinpoint exactly like, tell me your life story and I can tell you what your life purpose is. It's so easy for me to see that in others, but when it came to me and my own journey, it was hard. It was hard for me to figure it out. But what I needed to do was allow myself to be selfish for a little while, just to tune out all of the noise around me, all of the expectations, all of the people in my ear telling me like what I should do, what I shouldn't do, this is right, that's wrong. I was so sick and tired of searching and seeking, and I just wanted to be. Intuitively, I created that space for myself. The most magical thing happened, right? I allow myself now to have like intuitive days that I just like step outside the house, pack a bag, and let my intuition guide me. Sometimes I end up on the beach, sometimes I end up at a cute restaurant, sometimes I'm at a cafe. I just give myself a day to have unexpected opportunities arise. So that's what it truly means to be in your feminine energy, is not that you are like doing that all the time and you're completely detached and you're just like YOLO, whatever, like living this completely detached life, but you intentionally and you consciously create these moments in your life where you are just not in charge. You allow for the universe to kind of like tell you what it wants you to do. And sometimes you end up meeting the most synchronistic people. Sometimes you end up trying something completely new and different that you never knew that you would like, but then it can really just like broaden your horizons, expand your consciousness. You open your heart to the unknown and the unlimited possibilities of the universe. And being in that space of like spontaneity, detached from the outcome, just in flow, really is the magic sauce of activating your life force energy, your creative force, so that you can open up your channels and receive your soul purpose, like your own specific authentic code that is uniquely yours. You are always going to be searching like, what's my purpose? Why am I here? Who am I? If you try to come at feminine energy in a masculine perspective, it's not about learning what feminine energy is and then doing that. It is completely unique to you, creating space for feminine energy to flow through you when you detach from how am I supposed to do this? Like, what's the strategy? What is the logic behind this? Like, all of those things are masculine ways of being and doing, when feminine energy is not something that you do. Like, sometimes it truly is you sitting in nature under the sun, and then you hear your intuition loud and clear. It's about creating a space for your body to tell you what it wants to tell you. Another thing that's extremely important if you're on the journey of awakening your feminine energy is setting boundaries. So if you're in a relationship that really drains your energy, you have a partner who's just like a deadbeat and you feel like you are mothering him, that mothering energy is your masculine, like the giving and the taking care of and all of that stuff. That's actually, people think it's feminine energy when in reality that's masculine energy, because the masculine is here to protect and provide, take care of his partner. We all have that masculine energy within us. So when you're operating in that masculine energy and neglecting your feminine energy, you're going to come at everything as like this overprotector, over nurturer, over giver. When in reality, like a true woman, like a sovereign, true, like embodied woman is someone who like doesn't mother, but she inspires. And your soul came here to inspire through your actions. So if you're trying to read the self-help books and do the podcasts and, really try to grow in a masculine way, you are completely neglecting the magic of your feminine energy, which is the very thing that is going to allow you to break the status quo, follow your intuition, trust your gut, and try things that are nudging at you from within. So like if you're being called to travel somewhere, go to a specific place and start a new community, or like go to a networking event, or like talk to someone, DM someone that you haven't talked to but you really want to. All of these little nudges are breadcrumbs that are guiding you on the trail to become your highest self. The more you ignore your intuition and your gut, the harder it becomes for you to tap into your full potential. So if you're really in 2024 ready to like be in full receiving mode, be in a mode of full like synchronicities and magic and just what have you, it really is important to rest, to play, to ditch the routines, to ditch the schedules, and to really just like tap in and ask yourself, hey, what do you want to do today? What do you want to see? What do you want to experience? And just do that without like letting your logic get in the way of like, no, that's not reasonable. No, like that's going to cost too much. No, we don't have time for that. When you keep telling yourself these things, your soul is being crushed, because all your soul wants to do is just have one day to just be and to just experience being human and not being a machine, not being a robot, not being performative, not being someone who cares about the external things, the external validation, the money, the fame, the followers, the analytics, the logistics. We are going to burn out if we don't tap into our feminine energy. You're going to be exhausted if you don't tap into your feminine energy. You're going to feel resentment, frustration, burnt out, just over it. And then you're going to crash and burn. That's why I have my podcast. That's why I have my offerings, right? My mentorship program is for you to learn how to tap into your feminine energy and align that version of you with who you are and what you came here to do, so that you can do the sacred work you came here to do, whether it's a creative hobby, whether it's building a community, whether it's starting a business, whatever it is that is in alignment with your passion and your purpose. That's what I help you figure out. So if you truly are, stuck and you're just over it and you don't know what's next for you, you don't know how to tap into your feminine energy, hop into my containers, hop into my mentorship program or in Shakti Society. Like, I help you journey with your body, your womb, and your somatic practices and activate your life force through things like art therapy, painting, dancing, creative writing. Like, we really have fun with it. And I love just seeing women like go from these like robots, drained energy, just over it, to slowly but surely coming back alive. And you deserve to feel alive in your body, in your life. You should be like in a place where you're constantly seeing beauty all around you, because you have created such a beautiful sacred space within. And it starts with really getting a hold on your anxiety, your depression, regulating your nervous system first and foremost, And that doesn't happen easily unless you have those boundaries set. Sometimes you need to have like stricter boundaries. Later on, you can soften them, but start with whatever your body is asking you to do. Like, so I did go no contact with my family for a little while and my parents, and it was my season of being selfish. I allowed myself to be selfish for a little while, like 6 months, to just have me and my noise and my voices and my intuition and my gut and no one and nothing else. Like, I set boundaries with my husband and I was like, hey babe, like, thank you for your recommendations and your advice, but I need to figure this out and do things my way. I needed to figure out, who am I when I'm not performing for other people? Who am I when I'm not trying to achieve this thing that will make me look better in society? Who am I when I am just being Sana in the world that I live in? I really just wanted to know, who am I? And I'm so glad that I followed those nudges and followed my gut and allowed myself to truly just have a season of being selfish. I cannot recommend this enough. It doesn't make you a bad person to put yourself first for a little while. And if anything, it actually makes you a better giver, because when you're fulfilled and your cup is full, you overpour and you overgive and you want to like help other people, because you're coming at it from a place of love versus fear. You're not coming at it from a place of like, oh my gosh, I have to do this for this person and that person and this and that so that I'm liked, so that they're happy, right? Like fear of abandonment, fear of not being liked, fear of how you're perceived. All those things are coming from a negative place. What we're here to do is pour into ourselves first and foremost, so that we're like clear-minded, our nervous system's regulated, our emotions are in check, and we can clearly choose what's for us and what's not for us. You don't have to be liked by everyone. You're not here to be for everyone, but you are here to be so loved for your authentic self, for your authentic code, for your magnetism, for your energy, for who you are, not what you do for others. So if you're truly ready to like let go and surrender who you have been, to create space to allow for the universe to show you who you are and why you're here, let's work together. Like, I want to help you guys shine your authentic light, be in like the most empowered position to know who's for you, who's not for you, really build what you came here to create. You're not here to work so hard to make someone else rich. Maybe you are here to work for someone else, but it's going to be something that fuels you, that drives you, because you're at a mission-driven company or you're at supporting a project that you are passionate about. But you can't know what you're passionate about and what you care about if you're drowning in your masculine energy, just completely detached from your body, from your emotions, bypassing your emotions, trying to throw things under the rug and be like, well, I got to keep my life moving, so I'm not going to look at this. I have to do this and this and that. I don't have time for my emotions. The more you say that you don't have time for your emotions or for your inner work, your soul's being crushed. It's being crushed. Like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Would you do that to a best friend? Would you do that to your daughter or your son? Would you do that to your partner? No. So why are we so negative with ourselves? Why are we so judgy of ourselves? Like, what if instead of judging what we have done or what we haven't done, we create space to be like, okay, well, I can't change the past, so let me get into alignment right here, right now, in the present moment, and be present with all of me so that I can be filled from the inside out, and then your aura just shines so much brighter and you're just more magnetic to the right people, the right opportunities, the right life that you came here to live. I'm telling you, my life has done a complete 180 since I have prioritized my emotions, my inner child, my feminine energy. And it's not to say that I'm just like frolicking in nature, completely detached, living on my own in my peace bubble. No, I am also very integrated and embodied in who I am and what I came here to do. I have so much more energy now to do the content that I've always wanted to do, to build the businesses that I've always wanted to create, to be the wife that my husband deserves, because he's such an incredible man. So I wanted to be a healed version of myself so that he can experience me in my full divinity, in my full power, in my full magic. That's what this work can do for you, is allows you to experience your own magnetism and your own aliveness and not wonder, like, be upset when you see someone doing something that you wish you could be doing. You trade your judgment for curiosity, and it is just like a beautiful, magical place to be. I mean, if you really think about it, like, even God rested on the seventh day. Who are we to not allow ourselves rest, right? Like, we're human. We're not even God. We have God energy within us, but at the same time, you're very much a human being who needs rest, who needs play, who needs to be able to remember that you didn't come here to be so performative. The key to everything is balance too, right? Like, there was a time in my life where I went too far into my feminine energy, completely detached, and it took me a little while to come back and remember that, wait a minute, I need to be a human too. So the key is balance. Your ego is not something that you kill and avoid and get rid of. It really is something that you detach from, put it in the passenger seat, and listen to it every now and then, but ultimately choose the higher self path. And that's how you embody your higher self, is by choosing what your higher self chooses. Allow your higher self to question, like, okay, maybe being of service right now isn't for my optimal health, and maybe I do need a season to be selfish and not serve others and serve myself. And you can ebb and flow between these worlds, right? Like, have a season of being selfish to tune up, to tweak your frequency, to get back into alignment with like your full divinity, and then come back out in the world and be of service and create the philanthropy projects and the communities and all of the magical things that you want to create. But you can't do that when you're coming at it from a depleted energy. So anytime you find yourself like not present, not in alignment, just chaotic, just feeling really disconnected, that's a sign that it's time to go within and connect with your emotions and create space for creative expression. Like, for me, art therapy and creative writing have saved me tremendously, allowed me to truly tap deeper into what my emotions are trying to tell me. Put away the phone, put away the electronics, put away everything, just put on some music and draw or paint or whatever, and allow things to come up in your own body. You definitely don't need a course or a podcast, because that means that you're consuming knowledge and information. What you really need, if you do need a guide, that is what I can help you with. But what I do is I'll ask you questions, and I'm not going to like tell you what to do. I want to find the answers within you, because you have all you need within you to know what is for you. All of us are here to unlock our own authentic code, and you can't do that by following someone else's strategy. It really needs to be an inward journey. And if you go 6 months without listening to any external advice, I think you would really shift your entire life and finally find what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So if you are ready to completely shift your life, I actually can create that space for you. I actually channel your higher self. What I'm able to do is help you see the path forward in different avenues, in different ways, and ultimately you get to trust your own gut and your own intuition to tell you what is the best pathway forward. If you're ready for that, hop into my mentorship programs below. I offer one-on-one support for a 3-month package, or you could do a one-off session with 30-day of Voxer support with me for integration and embodiment. Both of those options are below. But if you're ready to dive all in and build your personal brand and do deep inner work and completely shift your life, I offer my 12-month mentorship program, which is Shakti Society. And in that program, I help you shine your authentic light, get paid for who you are, not what you do and not what you offer, and simply be loved by an authentic community that loves you for you and that supports you in everything that you do. Okay, guys, well, this was a super fun episode for me. I am so passionate about feminine energy and how we can embody it into our everyday reality so that you can step into the supercharged version of you. I am so excited for you guys to dive into this work. If you're new to the feminine energy world, I hope this was helpful to give you a window into what it's like. Just remember that feminine energy is not something that you can do. It is something that you feel when you create that space to just be. Don't forget that you're a human being, not a human doing, and allow your feminine energy to guide the way for you forward. I'll see you guys next time.